run on the ball.
The defender was taking away the right side. If Rankins had the opportunity, if he had gotten the ball to his left side, he may have been able to get a better shot. The defenseman was shielding or taking away the angle with that right side shot, and sure enough, the ball went wide. Fall Mountain now with opportunity and numbers down the right side. There's number 2, Scott Bingham, clearing the ball into the area, but Collette comes off his line and beats Ahern to that loose ball. That's the end of the first half of action here at Memorial Field. Your score 0-0 in the boys Class M Soccer Championship. At this point, let's go to Manchester. We don't find a dry Mark Archer boom quite yet. Instead, we'll stay here at Memorial Field with the very wet conditions, with the rain falling down. First half of action, though, pretty much territorially has to go to Fall Mountain, John.
I think for the majority of that first half, you're definitely right on that. But as you were saying, the last 5, 6 or so minutes, Guilford seemed to be getting its adrenaline pumping again and was getting the ball down in the Fall Mountain, what we call defensive third of the field. As we said before now, the coaches are going to have to talk with their team, but we'll come back with that after we hear from Mark in Manchester.
Okay, so let's get on to Mark Ockerboom in our Manchester studios. Mark?
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're enjoying today's broadcast of the Class M Championship soccer match. Hats off to the players, coaches, fans, and yes, broadcasters who are braving the elements on this wet and cold Sunday afternoon. Coming up, we'll take a look at the sports headlines, including big wins for the UNH and Plymouth State football teams. The Celtics lose more than just a game, and George Foreman beats Michael Moore and Father Time in the process. All that and more when the halftime report continues.
Hi, welcome to Subway.
Subway isn't like those fancy New York steakhouses. No stuffy maitre d' or jackets required.
Great vest. Thanks.
But we do have A1 steak sauce. It's on Subway's new A1 steak and cheese. Slices of tender, juicy steak topped with the great taste of A1, plus all the fresh fixins you like. And at Subway, you don't get a big bill. You get change. Subway's new A1 steak and cheese. Appetites are required. Jackets aren't.
If you're still up in the air about which new car to buy, consider this. The price of a Pontiac Grand Am and a Nissan Altima start out at about the same level. But while options like air, automatic, and anti-lock brakes don't raise the Grand Am's price, they put the Altima's price right through the roof. Now, on a 3-year lease, a new 95 air-conditioned Grand Am sedan with V6 power, automatic, and more. Just $213 a month and $1,000 down. See your New England Pontiac dealer today.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Baker. Welcome to Meredith Brick Manor. For over 12 years now, Meredith Brick Manor has provided personalized residential care in a warm, home-like environment. These feelings of home are reinforced every day with delicious, home-prepared meals, interesting therapeutic activities, and the security of individual medical attention. All of this for about the third of the cost of other care homes. If you like the idea of residential care in a warm, home-like environment, call Meredith Brick Manor today.
If you're looking for a new dining room or kitchen set, then look no further than Ippolito's Furniture. At Ippolito's, we're having our biggest dining room sale of the year, and it's going on right now. You'll save on every dining room set and kitchen set throughout the store. Save up to 40% on all Pennsylvania House dining room sets. Save 1/3 and more on all of our Thomasville dining room sets. And 5-piece dinette sets are on sale starting from $449. Don't miss Ippolito's huge dining room sale going on right now. Only at Ippolito's Furniture, Route 3 in Meredith.
These fantastic vehicles, America's best and safest, are more fun to buy and cost less. At Bonneville Dodge Jeep Eagle, 4 generations of savings and customer satisfaction makes Bonneville Dodge Jeep Eagle in Manchester the intelligent choice for your 95 Dodge car, minivan, or truck.
Bonneville Sun.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Foss Motors, Fletcher's TV and Appliance, your local New England Lincoln Mercury dealer, Tri-State Megabucks, Grapponi Toyota, and Ippolito's Furniture.
When we last left Super Dave, he was making sure that Fletcher's TV and Appliance was offering a super selection of major appliances and home entertainment equipment at super low prices.
Yes, we have that model in stock, and as always, we have free same-day delivery.
Super Dave knows that Fletcher's is committed to providing super service on anything they sell.
At Fletcher's, there are no problems, only opportunities to serve you better and better.
Fletcher's TV and Appliance,
331 Main Street, Nashua.
Fermani's is your place for hard-hitting deals on Oldsmobile, Saabs, and Cadillacs. So visit us at Fermani Olds Cadillac in Nashua. Or Fermani Olds Saab in Concord. Don't fumble this opportunity to score on a good deal on an Oldsmobile, Saab, or Cadillac. Remember, get a fair deal at Fairmani. Hey, what happened to the keys?
Welcome back to the halftime report, everyone. Your score at the break, no score between Guilford and Fall Mountain. Well, yesterday was a big day for all three of New Hampshire's college football teams. Dartmouth was a 14-13 winner over Columbia in Hanover, while in Richmond, Virginia, the UNH Wildcats improved to 6-0 in conference play, 8-1 overall with a 42-14 thrashing of the Spiders. No score in the first quarter, and linebacker / blocking back Warren Arms changes that. He carries the ball over for his first rushing touchdown in college football. The standout linebacker coming up big offensively. That wasn't the first time or the last time that would happen. On to the second quarter, where the Cats scored 3 more times, highlighted by this 45-yard punt return for a touchdown by Mr. Excitement himself, Calvin Jones, number 28, helping to make it 28-0 Cats at the break. In the third quarter, Jimmy Stair will roll out on the naked bootleg, and he hits tight end and also a defensive end, Mike Foley, for a 3-yard touchdown pass. The Cats go on to win it by a final score of 42-14, thanks largely to the running of Matt Mosqueda as well. The pride of Kennett scored twice yesterday, and this was the celebration afterwards. Head coach Bill Bowes celebrating the 150th career win with a Gatorade shower. All right, let's head to Plymouth State, Courier Field. Not a lot of cheering going on early. The Seawolves of Stony Brook blocked the punt. Scott Murphy picks up the ball and takes it off into the end zone. Stony Brook would lead 14-0 when the state defense comes up big. Seamus Mason picking up the sack of the Seawolves QB, Tim Schroeder. Now for the most exciting play of the game. Bedford's Sean Redburn, a former McDonald's hometown hero, fields the punt at his own 9-yard line, and they will not catch him. The former Trinity High star goes 91 yards for the touchdown. Teammate Joel Perry added 3 scoring passes as Plymouth State rolls to 8-0, winning yesterday 37-31. In the NBA last night, D. Brown and the Celtics played the Pacers in Indiana. Here's D on the D. Detlef Schrempf, the 7-footer, is rejected by the 6-footer. Some serious sky in there, folks. Byron Scott, though, he led Indiana in the first half with 13 points. He had 19 for the game as Indiana goes on to beat the Celtics by a final score of 112-103. Sherman Douglas had to leave the game with a strained knee. It does not look good. Let's move on to hockey. The UNH hockey team looking to pick up its first Hockey East win last night in Orono, Maine. The Black Bears slammed the door shut for the second night in a row. The Cats fell to 3-3 on the season after suffering a 6-3 loss. They were outshot 42-12, and after the game, head coach Dick Umili promised changes before Friday's game with Merrimack at the JFK Coliseum in Manchester. History made last night in Las Vegas, where 45-year-old George Foreman knocked out defending champion Michael Moore in the 10th round of their IBF and WBA heavyweight championship bout. Foreman used the jab to send Moore to the canvas. At 45, he's the oldest champion in any weight class in the history of boxing. All right, I want to remind you folks that we have the Patriots coming up at 4 o'clock today. Highlights coming up on the night report at 7 o'clock. And also Fox Football, Arizona versus Philadelphia, right here on WMUR TV at 4. Right now, let's take a break, and we'll be back with second half action in just a moment.
17-point oil change? Yeah.
Some competitors will do anything to uncover Grease Lightning's secret. When will they realize there is no secret? Just the great service you expect from New Hampshire's oil change specialist. In only 10 minutes, they'll replace your oil with quality Pennzoil motor oil. Check and fill all major fluids, even vacuum your car's interior. So if you're in search of a secret, discover the secret to your car's long life with the performance, protection, quality of Pennzoil and Grease Lightning.
For us here at halftime right now, send it back to Memorial Field. Bob Maxon, Patrick Lowell, John Mitchell standing by with second half action.
Thank you very much, Mark. We're just moments into the second half of action. I think the officials forgot we were telecasting the game. They started the game without our little cue, but that's okay. We have no score right now. Early second half action, Fall Mountain and Guilford, the number 1 seed Guilford Golden Eagles and the number 2 seed Wildcats of Fall Mountain. Early in the first half, Fall Mountain pretty much created tempo of their own, but as we wore on through the first half of action, we saw Guilford create some opportunities. Do you think the adrenaline rush of being in a Class M championship wore down for the Wildcats?
I think what you have to look at is that Guilford has been here so many times before that they know what it's like. We'll see if Fall Mountain can cope with the pressure and keep the pressure up, and right now we'll see if Guilford can generate its own offensive pressure.
Right now, let's join Patrick Little. Patrick, what did the Guilford coach have to say to his players here during the halftime?
Well, at halftime, he stressed that his team dominated the last 10 minutes of the first half. Right now, it's all composure for Guilford. They've been here a lot. They know what it's all about. They know the whole atmosphere about winning. So hopefully they're expecting a momentum change here in the second half. Back to you guys up there.
So Coach Dave Pinkham, just hold their composure and be ready for anything here in the second half.
You're already seeing Guilford trying to pass the ball, getting back to their style of play. We saw a sequence of 3-4 passes. That's Guilford's style. Kick and run is not Guilford's style.
If you're just joining us, folks, this is Class M boys soccer action, the championship match between Guilford and Fall Mountain, and it's been raining throughout the first half of play and continues to rain here early in the second half. So we're going to see a lot of sliding, the possibility of misplays on the defensive end, and extremely tricky weather conditions for the players out there this afternoon.
Whenever you have playoffs in New Hampshire this time of the year, you're always wondering about the weather and field conditions. There's been a lot of debate about using Keene State College and perhaps using their artificial turf field, knowing that it's always going to be playable.
Yeah, late in the season, we'll work our way now into early November. The weather can be pretty abysmal in the Grand State, and we're seeing that today. Kind of bad luck after the stretch we've had, though. Yesterday, 70-something degrees for that Class S championship last night. Derryfield School winning and taking the reins over as the state champion in Class S last night.
Coming back from behind to win 3-1 over Colebrook, but a great year for Colebrook. I'm sure all their fans and supporters would have preferred to have that championship, but still they should be very proud of what they accomplished this year. And hats off one more time to Derryfield for regaining the crown.
That's right. The Wednesday and Saturday night action, huge trips for Colebrook and all their supporters to come all the way down from the North Country, so hats off to them. Fall Mountain has outscored their opponents 72-11 this season, yet early in the second half we have no score here in the Class M championship. It's a high-powered offense, though.
We're seeing more and more players slipping and sliding as these field conditions get worse and worse, Bob. It's definitely going to be a factor as this 40 minutes in the second half progresses.
It's hard to see exactly what footwear they do have on, but a lot of times soccer players will go with a six-studded, what we call a screw-in cleat, which is a solid inch, really, or just under an inch of cleat under them, and opposed to a turf shoe or a dry grass shoe, which would be a modified turf shoe or a molded cleat instead of a screw-in. At this point, let's head down to Patrick Little and get his thoughts on the footing right now here at Memorial Field.
Well, speaking of footing, I want you to keep an eye on number 24, Dan Dubois, for, here I am over here. Hey, Mr. Number 24, Dan Dubois of Guilford. Coach called him Mr. Everything. He's all New England in track. He's a great hoop player, great athlete. He's got to get going. He's in the middle there for Guilford. If this team's going to win, he's got to pick it up a bit. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Fall Mountain now attacking from right to left on your television screen. Here's a head ball in, and an opportunity for Fall Mountain. Here comes Ahern now down the left side. Plays the ball, shot off the side of the foot. We're going to see a lot of that, John. With the footing decreasing, we're going to see a lot of balls going off the sides of feet and a lot of missed kicks.
You have to get your full body behind any sort of stoppage of the ball. It's a long shot. Now, that's a great move. That was number 2 for Fall Mountain.
Scott Bingham.
The shot. Scott Bingham. Any place near that 18, take the shot. These conditions, you have to take that shot.
That one from 25 yards away. Here's the instant replay of this one. Bingham found space and took a wonderfully curling shot.
You see it dip again, take a little skip on the wet turf.
Yeah, and Collette made a great diving save, lunging to his right. Our left, guarding that right pole. Here's an opportunity. Now a trip called on number 20 for Fall Mountain, that Abe Gates, the sophomore midfielder, making that run off the left side.
We're going to see that one again.
Fall Mountain throwing.
I think the refs are going to have to start calling that a little tighter. We've seen a little bit too much of that sort of late slide in on players.
It's hard to control that with the wet conditions. A lot of these slides will take place. There's a push in the midfield, and a Guilford player looks like he is injured, but he'll bounce back. We'll be back, folks, with more Class M soccer in just a moment.
All over New Hampshire, businesses large and small rely on one bank more than any other. So whether your business is expanding or just getting off the ground, One bank has the dedicated people, financial know-how, and innovative business banking services to meet your business goals and help you succeed. Find out how Business First can save time and money for your small business. Call or visit a First NH Bank office near you.
Conversion vans, and more conversion vans. Foss Motors in Exeter is now New Hampshire's premier conversion van dealer with StarCraft, Prime Time, and Ram Coach. And Foss Motors has the best prices, like this loaded model for only $18,495. That's right, $18,495. Foss has the biggest selection of conversion vans anywhere in all of New England. The short drive from downtown Manchester or the Seacoast will save you big at Foss Motors, Route 108, Exeter.
Welcome back, everybody. Just over 33 minutes left here. Second half action. We have no score between Fall Mountain and Guilford. Once again, here is Scott Bingham down the left side. He centers the ball, slides harmlessly across the penalty area. Now Guilford will try to counter, but it's the four defenders back for Fall Mountain, not allowing any space to be created by Guilford. Down the left side. I believe that's Keenan. Was that Keenan down the left side?
That was Chris Keenan.
So it'll be a throw-in now for Guilford. Now here they will try to throw it into the area and create some trouble.
You can look for, again, that long throw and a deflection, a flick.
I believe that's number 13.
That's number 13 taking the throw. That's Sean Reynolds.
Moving up from his midfield spot to try to get this thrown. So he's going to try to drive the ball off so he can get a good grip on it. He'll be throwing it toward the near post and looking for the ball to be deflected into the area. There's a throw. Fall Mountain goalie Charlie Bailey staying on his line there. Fall Mountain now trying to break out with number 10. Kelly's got a clean uniform on. He must be a substitute. No, actually, it's Jesse Beer. Thought it might have been a substitute. He's just staying clean somehow. In this.
I think the Fall Mountain darker uniforms are showing them out a little less, Bob. That's all.
So Guilford now applying some pressure. Tough to control the ball with these slippery conditions, though. Now here's the one we've been watching all day long. Chris Ahern now trying to work up the left side. Now Chris, being a highly skilled player using his feet, these muddy conditions must be frustrating to try to control the ball.
It's going to be difficult, but I still think he has the advantage over the defender because he knows where he wants to go. The defender doesn't.
Abe Gates now with the throw in along the left side. 31:50 left, second half action. Actually, Gates will now head into the penalty area to try to use some of his height to his advantage to try to create an offensive or a scoring opportunity for the Wildcats. Taking the throw in is number 23.
That's Nate Smith.
Nate Smith. Throw in right into the area. Collette's off his line. Goal is open. Bingham shoots. The ball is saved by Collette and also...
That was actually Eric Westberg taking the shot. Nice save by Guilford's Collette. We'll see this coming up again now on replay.
You're right, Eric Westberg, number 7, with the best scoring opportunity we've seen so far today.
Is Westberg coming? Well,
there's Westberg right by the
there.
Penalty mark. He brings the ball down nicely.
In-step drive, and Collette's there to cover that post.
Covers the near post. There was a lot of room in there, though, and a great opportunity for Fall Mountain. Corner kick goes all the way through. Headed by the Guilford defender, and now they begin to clear the ball. Wow, there's just too many Fall Mountain players back on defense. They're really hustling today.
Fall Mountain has kept their number 17, Josh Beer, the superback, extremely deep throughout this contest. He really hasn't been involved in the offense at all, but they're keeping him very, very deep, showing their respect for Guilford's counterattacks.
So now Guilford trying to apply some pressure, trying to turn the tables here in what we've seen a Fall Mountain domination of territorial advantage so far today. So now here comes a throw-in. Looks like it's number 12 for Guilford.
That's Curtis Sleeper, number 12, taking the throw.
It's deflected on. Here's an opportunity right at the 6-yard line. Ball smothered by Westberg. What'll be the call here, Johnny?
Oh, they're going to call a dangerous play that Westberg was down on the ground, had the ball wrapped around his legs.
So now an excellent opportunity from within 18 yards, about 10 yards away. Indirect kick, John?
This would have to be an indirect because if it was a direct, it would have been a PK in that situation.
The ball has to be touched before it can be shot on goal.
The Fall Mountain defenders are almost on the goal line. It's a unique setup where they have the goalkeeper to the other side. I'm not sure if I agree. That's a much better move. There we go.
Charlie Bailey now playing in front of the wall. Very interesting.
That's the way to play it, though.
Here's the shot. Deflected through, and it's in the goal. So the Golden Eagles of Guilford score off an indirect kick to take a 1-0 lead with 29-27 left in the first half. This is going to be a tricky one to try to pick up this deflection.
We're going to see Bailey slipping, though, on that coming out.
So Charlie Bailey was actually caught and slipped on the slippery turf here. Let's see if we can find out who made that deflection. It came off a shot off the direct kick. Or I believe it was number 2 that was standing over the ball. That, of course,
here we go.
Andrew
now watch him come out. See the slip?
Oh, he collided with his player. I see that. So he's off his line. The ball deflected. Looked like off a Fall Mountain defender. So Cesati with the assist. I believe he was the one standing over the ball. We'll try to get the uniform number of the...
We got Pat down at the goal mouth.
All right, Patrick Little was down there. Patrick?
Well, I'm down here by the goal next to Charlie Bailey. It looked like Dan Dubois got the goal. How many times have you seen it? A team that's been shut down all day like Guilford has by Fall Mountain just comes down one time. Unfortunate penalty for Fall Mountain, and they capitalize. Let's see what Fall Mountain can do.
So off the indirect play, it looked like it was Dan Dubois with the goal. It is Dan Dubois with the goal, a deflection on that indirect kick. So Guilford now takes a 1-0 lead. Now, John, with a 1-0 lead in this championship match, does Guilford now concentrate more on defense, or they continue to try what they've been doing?
There's just too much time to sit back and try to protect a 1-goal lead with 28 plus minutes left.
There's a head shot, a beautiful opportunity for Fall Mountain with number 4, Dan Stevens with a diving header off the crossbar. Take a look at this one, folks.
There's the ball, just hits that upper corner of the crossbar.
And that was headed into the goal, too, so Colette with a huge save for the Golden Eagles. So Dan Stevens creating that offensive opportunity, using his head, so to speak, but Colette was there to answer. So Chris Colette with a huge save, the sophomore goaltender for Guilford. Second half tempo has been much quicker. Offensive or scoring opportunities being created by both teams. Looks like Fall Mountain will have another opportunity here just outside the 18-yard line. I believe they called a handball there on. There's your goal scorer, Dan Dubois, with the goal, the midfielder, all-around athlete for the Golden Eagles. So standing over the ball is Eric Westberg, number 7 for Fall Mountain. Try to play this one in. Ahern, no one on Ahern right now. He was open at the far post. Loosely guarded by the Guilford defense.
I think Eric Westberg would like to have that again. I'm sure he would have preferred to go far post. That ball didn't even go even near post. That was a wasted opportunity for Fall Mountain.
At this point, they got to take advantage of any opportunity they have to try to get one past Colette.
I think it's important for Fall Mountain, though, not to get too caught up in losing their control of the game or losing their style of play, because there's plenty of time left.
A lot of times panic can set in. Fall Mountain's applied all sorts of offensive pressure through this game. They just would need a break and take advantage of one of their opportunities. As you say, they don't want to go crazy with their offensive attack, because then they could give up an easy one going in the other direction. Westberg trying to turn. He's pressured by the Guilford attack. And it's number 2, Scott Bingham, through the midfield, gets the ball to Ahern, who clears the ball down the right side to a streaking number 6, E.J. Adams, the senior midfielder, trying to apply some pressure down that right side. He's turned away, though.
And I have a call against Fall Mountain. Guilford will be getting a restart from just inside their defensive half of the field.
Fall Mountain got to this championship. They've yet to give up a goal. That's the first goal they've given up in the playoffs. So the road to the final for Guilford went like this. They were the number 1 seed. They defeated Epping, and then they moved past Interlakes with that 1-0 game. And Guilford defeated Hinsdale here Thursday night, 2-1 with 2 second-half goals. So they've been a second-half team so far. Meanwhile, Fall Mountain came out of the lower bracket with their win over Newmarket and also Pelham. They defeated Co-Brown here 3-0, led by 2 goals by Chris Ahern. So a 2-0 victory here Thursday night. That's how Fall Mountain, the Wildcats, got to the final. Right now they trail 1-0 to Guilford with just over 26 minutes now, exactly 26 minutes left here. Second half action. Fall Mountain continuing to apply some pressure. There's Ahern for one of his infrequent touches here in the second half.
We talked earlier that one of the keys to the game for Fall Mountain was to get the ball to Chris Ahern. In the second half so far, they've not been successful in doing that.
Guilford's unbeaten streak, 81 games without a loss. They've tied a couple, they've won several. So 81 games, the longest streak in the United States. So it's the longest current streak going. So 81 games without a loss, and right now they are looking for that 82nd game. That's the 3rd longest in the history of high school soccer here in the United States. So that's something definitely to be proud of. Right now they lead 1-0. Let's join Patrick Little, who is amidst the throng of fans here at Memorial Field.
Well, down here in the stands with Dan DuBois' father. This has got to be such a thrill for you.
Certainly is. It's a great thing they got one in, not go to a double overtime. We're hoping this year.
Coach calls him Mr. Everything, and you've got to be so proud of him. You've got to be sitting on pins and needles right now, though.
Well, he's had a good year, and so has the whole team has. They've really played well so far. Still a long way to go today, though.
There is. All right, guys, 24:53 left. Still a lot of soccer to be left to play. Back to you.
Here's an opportunity for Guilford with the shot on goal, left-footed shot, and no problem for Charlie Bailey, though he handled that one well. Confident senior goaltender for Fall Mountain.
Guilford on that last throw-in took a lot of time. They were chewing up the clock. They're not going to be anxious to get that ball into play too quickly.
Anytime there's a restart, I imagine they'll take their time. Eat up as you mentioned, eat as much of the clock up as possible. So with 24 minutes and about 25 seconds left in the game, there's a Charlie Bailey punt, a strong punt, where Ahern tries to flick it. Now, why wouldn't Chris bring that ball down, try to control it, and create something himself?
That would have been one heck of a control the way that ball was coming. And my question would be, why wasn't some of his teammates running behind him as he flicked that ball on? They should have been running behind.
Yeah, take a look here as Chris Ahern went up for this punt. And, actually, that's that would be Nate Smith, who I think, or actually number 20, Abe Gates, catching that one right in the old noggin.
That's Chris Keenan passing to the ball to the corner.
Yep, to number 21.
Kevin Rankins.
Yeah, Kevin Rankins. And this will be a goal kick as the ball goes off Rankins. He doesn't seem to understand that one. Off Rankins and goal kick for Fall Mountain coming out. Fall Mountain, over here, of course, from the Connecticut River Valley area, a large contingent. They've had some great support throughout these playoffs. That looked like it could have been a corner.
It's hard to say from this angle.
The ball may have already been out of bounds before he tried to play that one to the middle with that cross. So there's Charlie Bailey's goal kick into the midfield. Ahern 1-on-1 against Susie. That's the matchup we've been watching all day. All right, there's a charge on Ahern, so it'll come back the other way. It's number 10 in white, Mike Susie, who's been going head-to-head with Ahern. And, no, it looks like Ahern,
a little exchange of words there.
A little frustration.
We'll meet where after the game?
So Chris Ahern, just a little bit of frustration. It's been a long afternoon out there sloshing through the mud, trying to create something for he and his Wildcats. Ball won in the midfield by Fall Mountain to the right back, and here's DuBois working in the middle. Harmlessly played into the area. Bailey comes off his line. Doesn't want to play with it too much, though, with these slippery conditions. So he'll try to punt it big in through the midfield. Played ahead to Ahern. Ahern working on Susie, but there's 3 Guilford defenders back there guarding the goal. Now there's an opportunity for a Fall Mountain player to bring that ball down and create some an attack down the right side. A little impatient and just tried to clear it in.
Throw in for Guilford. Oh, actually, it was a foul. We'll take that back.
22 minutes left here in the second half. Guilford 1, Fall Mountain nothing. Guilford trying to get some. It seems like here in the second half, whatever Dave Pinkham said to his team, they have definitely controlled the play here in the second half. Opportunity goes wide right. Fine run down the right side, though, by, I believe, Kevin Rankin.
In boxing in the old days when they had 15-round championships, they used to talk about the last 5 as being the champions' rounds. And I think in many ways, the second half in this type of a situation is the champions, and Guilford is the champion. We'll see how Fall Mountain can adjust to that.
Right now, let's go down to Patrick Little in the rain. Patrick?
Thank you very much, guys. Well, I'm standing here with 2 Guilford soccer legends, Brendan O'Connor on my left and Michael O'Connor on my right. This man claims to have started this streak way back in 1987.
1987, yep. First state championship for Guilford.
How does this feel being from Guilford for you guys?
It's just, it's great for all of Guilford. Everybody's here to support the team in the town, especially Coach Pinker. He does an amazing job every year.
Michael, one more question for you. Since it seems as though you're one of the original